Alright, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Rarice coming at you live with another daily video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are officially 4 for 4 on the daily videos, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in, and yeah, let's jump to the video. Alright, so the other day on my Instagram I had gotten a DM and it said, "Hey Rob, how's it going? Basically I'm graduating high school in a few months and do you have any advice for me, and I don't really know what my next move is going to be." I really took that question to heart because I was there 2 years ago when I graduated in high school, 2017. Basically, you know, asking myself what I actually wanted to do in life and how I was actually going to get there. And it's kind of scary because, I mean, you're around 18 years old and it's like, shit, you know, the whole world is here, and all of a sudden, you know, high school, they kind of cradle you, they baby you, and they hold your hand all the way through things, and all of a sudden they dump you out into the cold, hard, brutal world, and they basically tell you, if you don't go to college, you know, you're fucked. If you don't go to the military, you're fucked. You know, you're basically gonna be working in a low-class job and how you need a higher education, and they really feed you this propaganda. And so it's unfortunate when basically, let's say you can't afford to go to college, or college just isn't your thing, or let's say you weren't a test taker, you know, so you didn't have the grades to do things. That doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. It just means your paradigm towards life and everything is different than what someone else is gonna be. We all use different sectors of our brain, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. So I mean, if you're a more creative person, I doubt you're gonna wanna take geometry tests. You know, call me crazy, but you know, life is never ending, so there's an infinite amount of opportunities and possibilities out there. So today's video is basically gonna be about some opportunities you can take and basically the route that you should look for in life. Whether you are going to college, going into the military, or you're just gonna join the working force, whatever that may be, you know, I'm gonna cover it all in here. So I think the best way to address this video is basically by using my own personal examples. So I mean, throughout high school, I had decent grades. I had about a 4.0. You know, I did sports, and towards the last 2 years of high school, I kind of ditched sports because I wanted to take more of a philosophical route, because my perception of reality had changed around me. So once I got introduced to certain books, like The Secret, Think and Grow Rich, and certain self-help books that I really read, it changed my situation in life. So I looked around and I realized that no one around me was really goal-oriented. So from someone who's in high school at that moment, my number one suggestion to you is start to educate yourself, because in the world, it's the world versus you. So the more you can educate yourself, the more firepower you're gonna have against the world, because all of a sudden you're gonna hit with loans, you're gonna get hit with car payments, just all this crazy stuff, and it's gonna be overwhelming. But if you have the knowledge towards how to leverage your credit, or basically how to create a stream of income, then you're good. You have your first round of fucking ammunition, you're ready to go. So yeah, I started to self-help because I realized there is a cold, hard world out there. And so I basically, growing up, I had friends who were always way older than me. So when I was a freshman, I had people who had been graduated for about 2 or 3 years, and I saw how they were bumps. How basically, you know, none of them really did anything notable, and how they were basically still living at home and they had no sense of monetary wealth or anything. And so it really kind of turned me off, because I was like, geez, you know, what the fuck? You know, you're over here like 22 years old, I'm like 13, you know, what's going on? Yeah, so basically I had to look at that, and it kind of scared me. Honestly, it shocked me, because I was like, I don't want to end up like that. And no diss against them, you know, I love everyone, but I'm just saying from my personal standpoint, from my experience, I was terrified of ending up unmotivated and unevolving human being. So I took it upon myself to basically learn from self-help books and really produce a mental image in my mind of where I wanted to be within the next 5 years. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. You don't need to think, oh, I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire, or I'm gonna have 10 million subscribers. It could be something as simple as, I'm gonna have a steady job with a second stream of income, and I'm gonna learn how to leverage my credit so that way I don't have to worry about overwhelming amounts of credit debt, and I don't need to worry about, you know, rising interest rates on car loans or anything like that, because I'm gonna understand the game. I'm gonna be well educated in the financial world, so that way whatever life throws at me, I have the tool, I have the master key inside my mind in order to achieve this, unlock it, and get through over the barricade. So I mean, looking at myself versus, you know, my peers in college, I was kind of the odd one out, because there was a second message that the person had sent me. They were saying they kind of feel like they're the odd one out, and how they want to improve themselves and no one around them really wants to evolve. And so I was in that same standpoint. I was kind of the weird kid, because it's like, here's this kid talking about the law of attraction and shit, making these motivational Snapchat videos. At 17, it's like, what the hell is he talking about? You know, but I took it upon myself, because I always had that crave to change myself and really diversify from the norm. I always resented the idea of, the sheep method, of being a sheep and not really, using your mind to its full potential. So basically, like I said, taking it upon self-education and really focusing on developing new habits in order to efficiently become a high-performing person. And so being high performance, it's not in a monetary aspect. It's not about how much you make. It's just what do you do throughout the day in order to be productive and successful. And I can guarantee between the ages of 18 and 20, if you can get successfully transmitted into your mind, you can get successful high performance habits installed, then you're gonna be very proficient throughout your life in whatever career path that you may go on. And I'm not gonna promise that anyone's gonna become a millionaire or anything like that. That's not the point of this video. What I'm saying is you're getting down these habits. I mean, you put yourself ahead of the competition of people who are disorganized, people who have never really thought about what they wanted to be in life, and people who are just basically unstriving towards things because they don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And at such a young age, it's kind of unfortunate because looking at the high school curriculum, it's so fucking bad. I mean, they teach you Pythagoras' theorem, yet they don't teach you the philosophies behind Pythagoras. Basically, his understanding towards this, his accumulation towards this knowledge, they just teach you the theorem. That was just one example, but basically they don't really teach you philosophies towards life, and they don't teach you the skills that you need in order to efficiently perform. So, I mean, a lot of people bring up, oh, I didn't know about credit cards until I got to high school, and all this stuff. This should be a general ed requirement. I mean, here I am playing fucking basketball for 4 years straight, and then I take a health class and blah, blah, blah. None of that was relevant towards what I needed. Scary, I mean, with the norm of these kids coming out, it's like they have no idea of what wealth accumulation is gonna be like. None of the 16 laws of success principles, none of the habits of saving, doing more than paid for, any of that has been instilled inside their minds. The only thing that's been instilled is, oh, I need to get to class at 7:30, or did I study for Algebra 2? What the fuck is the benefit of Algebra 2 if you're going to school to be a nurse? There is no fucking correlation. There's no point behind it. So breaking that regime of I only need to study my schoolwork and nothing else besides that, that is definitely one bit of advice that I have, is basically going beyond the curriculum. Going beyond the curriculum and really focusing on developing new neural pathways, new habits, and then always self-improving. And so, I mean, I did discuss a couple of things with this person, and so they said they were on the fence about college. They're not really sure if they can afford it at the moment, and it's not really something for them. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I, for one, I did go to college for about a year or so, and I found out fast that it wasn't for me, because I got there and I realized, all right, so you picture college and you think of this mentally stimulating environment, where you have professors speaking on life and you're, mentally just going nuts because you're getting all this new information and knowledge. That's not what it is, or at least the school that I went to. And it's a lot of partying, it's a lot of vaping, it's a lot of just stupid shit that you're like, what the fuck is this? Even my first day there, like I just saw this school spirit stuff, and after talking to these people, I'm like, wow, these people don't know anything, These are my peers, So I mean, I took it upon myself. I was a business major at the time, so I'd gone and I talked to some marketing students, and they just looked at me and they were like, how the fuck do you know all this stuff? And I'm like, damn it, they don't know what I'm talking about. This is awkward now, because I had expected such a more mentally stimulating environment. So to top everything off, I mean, to think that you need college in order to be successful in any sort of realm, that's wrong, unless you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or something. But anything outside of that, it's pretty unessential. What's essential is character development and really building up yourself. If you can build up your character, you have leverage over anyone, because even, let's say you want to join the workforce, which I am not against, go ahead, create your first stream of income, and then make sure that you build other streams of income. But if you want to have that supportive backbone, by all means, go in and get it. But you need to diversify yourself by building your character, because employers will look and they'll see these cookie cutter college people coming out and they give the same answers, same response, same grade report, and all of a sudden someone comes in and they just say, boom, they give a complete different presentation that they've ever seen. They win over the audience and everything. All of a sudden, boom, they're hired. You have to make yourself stand out from these people. Knowing that they're coming in as these, as a cookie cutter approach, you can use this as leverage to really develop yourself, do your background research on the company, and give them something that they didn't even know that they needed. By adding that diversification, you can really, make a standpoint of not even of your career aspect, but of your brand name and how people really value you. You can change how people look at you, because I mean, you look at someone basically like, all right, for example, let's look at someone like Henry Ford, for example. He didn't even found Ford until the later years of his life, so leading up till then, he was classified as illiterate, okay? So he took it upon himself to improve and build new neural pathways upon his mind and to really self-develop into the man that he became, to the CEO. He basically ensured his success through the aspects of self-applied action. And so not just for a job aspect, but even in life, give people your little reign of pizzazz. I love that word. Give people your little reign of pizzazz. You know, add your spice to everything. You know, add magic on everything you do. You can turn everything you touch to gold, basically by self-educating and elevating yourself. And that all starts with a simple process of starting with self-development. And so by starting in high school, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're leaving high school, for example. All right, so a majority of people, when they leave, it's okay, I'm headed to college, cool, I can fuck around for these next 4 years and then get out and then have a job, start a family and everything. But in these 4 years, I'm gonna fuck around, I'm gonna get decent grades, but on the aspect of things, I'm still a kid. Take it upon yourself to mature within the span of 3 months of graduating. And I really recommend that because I wish I had done that. So basically, give yourself 3 months to really evaluate what you wanna do. And if you wanna go to college, but make sure you go for all the right reasons. But other than that, think about what type of career you want to do and what type of certifications you can get without a college degree in order to gain leverage over these other people. Take that 3 months and then go right to town. You know, go straight to town with it, because the sooner you get started and the sooner you stick with it with persistence, so meaning you're starting and you will fail, so you start and fail, start and fail. At least you're starting now, fresh out of high school, than versus 4 years from now, you know, as you are a grown adult, sitting there graduated from college, and then you start your fail. You know, it's okay that you're starting now and you're not behind anyone, you know, and this goes for anyone watching this video. Even if you're in college, I support college. I'm never gonna say that I hate the idea of college. I actually like the idea. I just don't like the curriculum that they spit into people's mouths. You know, I feel like it's kind of vile information. You know, it's really, you know, raping the process of higher education, because you think that you're gonna learn something substantial and you're being taught to join a fucking fraternity and how to butt chug fucking beer. You know, it's so stupid, and it's unbeneficial to the development of your being. Yeah, sorry about that little rant right there, guys. But yeah, so basically, focus on self-development and what you actually want to achieve in life, and you will gain leverage over everyone else who is not applying that action. I'm saying, with this knowledge that I'm giving, you know, let's say you take it and you apply it, don't be selfish with it. Give it to other people, spread it. Those who are meant to hear it will hear it. Those who won't will not regurgitate this information. It will go in one ear and out the other, but at least you said it. You know, this is not seclusive information. Everyone is open towards it, yet few will actually pay attention and really apply it. So in a recap of everything, you're leaving high school, and that's amazing that you made it that far. And so you're scared about your next journey in life, but your next journey is going to be something amazing if you make it amazing. And how you make it amazing is basically by applying your mindset and really elevating your being to where you want it to be. Don't focus on monetary aspects, focus on educational aspects, not just of some college curriculum, not on, let's say you go to community college, not some community college class. Oh, I'm talking about real beneficial information that's going to help you level up all throughout your life. Focusing on that, mainly making yourself a priority in a positive manner, focusing more on your education, focusing more on your emotions and what you actually want to achieve and how you want to feel about it. Don't put other people before you, because when you worry more and more about, you know, what so-and-so is doing, or, you know, is this person doing better than me, and you start to wonder and doubt yourself, that's where your creativity falls. Creativity is the #1 thing that you have in life. At such a young point in your youthfulness, it's essential that you really cradle your creativity and you help it grow and blossom, because that's what makes us human, our ability to be creative. So whatever your passion is, chase towards it. Write it down and discover, you know, all right, this is what I want to do. How am I going to do it, and how great am I going to do it, and how do I basically want to execute and achieve this? The fact that you're not going to college discourage you. That is not a viable factor, because if you look at a majority of people in college, they don't even know what they want to do with their lives. And I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just saying from my personal experience, that's what I witnessed. So not allowing, you know, your mind to basically think that you're irrelevant to something or that you don't add up. Don't allow it to think that way. Think of yourself not as superior than anyone else, but think of everyone as equal, and think that you have just as much right to achieve success as just the next person, because there's no difference between us. What's different is our perception on our reality and what our focus goes towards throughout the day. So control your focus, control everything that you want in your life, and you will see it manifest before you. So I want to say thank you guys so much for that video. Thank you so much for that message. If you guys want to see more videos like this where I basically respond to DMs, then by all means shoot me a message and I guarantee a response, and I'll try to make a video on it. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Tune in, and please make sure to follow my Instagram, Rarice.official, and then also subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you all. Team Rarice, baby. We the nation. Ha!